The stench of decay hung heavy in the air, a suffocating blanket over the sprawling wasteland of the city dump. Among the mountains of discarded plastic, rusted metal, and rotting food, a small, brown dog shivered, his ribs starkly visible beneath his matted fur. He was chained to a dilapidated cardboard box, the heavy metal link anchoring him to this desolate world. His name was Rusty, and he was a prisoner of the dump, abandoned by the only life he had ever known. Rusty's mistress, a kind old woman named Martha, had loved him fiercely. He had been her constant companion, her furry shadow. But illness had overtaken Martha, leaving her bedridden and unable to care for Rusty. Her family, overwhelmed by the responsibility of caring for their ailing mother, simply couldn't manage another life, a four-legged one, needing constant attention. They had brought Rusty to the dump, hoping he could fend for himself. The dump was a cruel mistress. Rusty, weak and starving, could barely manage to drag himself a few feet from his box. His chain, too heavy for him to break, kept him tethered to this place of despair. Every day, he watched the people who lived nearby, their houses a mere stone's throw from the dump, come and go, oblivious to his plight. They saw him, but their hearts remained untouched. His desperate whimpers were drowned out by the din of the dump, his pleas for help unheard. One day, a young woman named Sarah, fresh out of college and volunteering at an animal shelter, decided to explore the forgotten corners of the city. She stumbled upon the dump, its bleakness a stark contrast to the bustling life she had been used to. As she walked through the debris, something tugged at her heart. A faint whimper, a flicker of movement in the distance. There, huddled beneath a pile of discarded furniture, was Rusty, his eyes filled with a mixture of desperation and resignation. Sarah's heart ached for him. She had seen countless abandoned animals in her time at the shelter, but Rusty's plight was different. There was a profound loneliness in his eyes, a desperate longing for a touch of kindness. She knew she had to do something. With a heavy heart, she contacted the shelter and they immediately agreed to take Rusty in. The next day, a team of volunteers arrived at the dump, prepared to rescue Rusty. They found him just as Sarah had, chained to his box, his body trembling with exhaustion. Getting Rusty free was a delicate operation. The chain was rusty and heavy, and they feared it would hurt him to force it open. Finally, with careful maneuvering and a well-placed tool, they were able to free him. Rusty, too weak to even bark, looked at them with wide, trusting eyes, a silent gratitude in his gaze. He was transported to the animal shelter. The volunteers showered him with love and attention, giving him warm food, a soft bed, and a quiet place to rest. The vet examined Rusty and confirmed his condition. He was severely malnourished and had several wounds, likely from encounters with the harsh elements and the perils of the dump. But the vet also saw something else in Rusty's eyes, a spark of hope. The love and care he was receiving were already working their magic. The shelter staff put Rusty on a special diet, and within weeks, he was gaining weight. His fur began to regain its shine, and his once dull eyes sparkled with renewed life. As he recovered, his personality blossomed. He loved to play, wagging his tail with joyous abandon, his whole body filled with a newfound energy. Sarah, who had made sure to visit Rusty every day, was walking him in the shelter's fenced-in yard. As Rusty playfully chased a tennis ball, a woman approached Sarah, her eyes full of concern. "Is that Rusty?" she asked. Sarah looked at the woman, her heart leaping in her chest. "Yes," she said. "How do you know?" The woman's eyes filled with tears. "That's my sister's dog. Her family abandoned him at the dump. I've been trying to find him for weeks." Sarah was speechless. The woman, named Emily, explained that her sister, Martha, had passed away a few months ago. Her family, overwhelmed with grief, had made a terrible decision. They hadn't realized that Rusty had been their sister's most beloved companion. Emily embraced Rusty, showering him with tears and apologies. Rusty, as if understanding, licked her face with his rough tongue, his tail wagging furiously. He had found his way back, not just to a loving home, but to the family of the woman he loved most.